Hello everyone and welcome to Parkland College. We have an exciting day of volleyball scheduled for you. We're starting off our day with the Parkland College Cobras, ranked number 6, coming in at 22-1. They just beat Danville Area Community College on Wednesday. They will be taking on the number 15 team, the Bears from Des Moines Community College out of Iowa. They come in at 8-6. We have a doubleheader for you today. Our next game will be very exciting as it's number 6 Parkland against number 7 Kirkwood. Kirkwood is yet to be defeated this year. They are 13-0, and again, the Cobras are 22-1. But first, it will be Des Moines, DMAC, I believe, as they are referred to. Des Moines versus Parkland. We are here in Champaign. It's a tournament going on all weekend, and we're very excited here on PCTV to bring you a couple of games here today. I'm Chris Foster with PCTV Sports, again with Skylar O'Connor, my cameraman. So we're getting ready to get started here with the first set of the match. And the action will literally be coming right at us here. So we might have some good shots coming right into the camera. So again, the Bears from Des Moines Community College and the Parkland College Cobras from right here in Champaign. 22-1 for the Cobras, 8-6 for the Bears, and we are about to get started here. Let's see what we got on the floor here for the Cobras. Back in the back, we have Addie Beekman, a sophomore. Mostly sophomores on this Cobra team. We only have 3 freshmen, and Beekman will start us off here as she's going to serve to start off our day of volleyball here at the Parkland Cobra Gymnasium. And up and over the net, fielded by Johnson and spiked down for DMAC. And that gives them an early 1-0 lead. So now they will serve. It looks like Catherine Lukarinen serving for DMAC, up by the Cobras, up, setting up, and nice spike down, but saved by DMAC. Now fired across, and another put down by DMAC. That was number 20, Reagan Wheeler, putting it down for DMAC. And that gives them an early 2-0 lead. Lukarinen to serve again for the Bears. Fielded there by Beekman, and now spiked down by McMillan, and now put down, and that is out a little far there by Haley Warfel for the Cobras. So a fast start here by DMAC. Serving once again. Fielded there by Freeman, and now spiked down by the Cobras. Nice diving save by DMAC, now spiked across. Set up and spiked down, blocked by DMAC. Blocked again, and then this one's gonna fall, and it looks like it's out of bounds. And it looks like it's 4-0 DMAC now. So a very fast start here out of the gate for the number 15 team in NJCAA volleyball. Set up and nicely, and a nice spike there by Sammy Chrisman out of Urbana, Illinois, and that gets Parkland on the board. And we'll see if they can turn things around now that they have the serve back in their favor. Chrisman, who just hit the spike, will now go back to serve. This one served across, fielded by DMAC. A little trouble with it though, and now up, and it's going to be out, and it's going to be 4-2 now. Chrisman back to serve again. Bumped up and set up for the spike, but it is too far over. Number 20 for Reagan Wheeler for the Bears was unable to field that set, and it's now 4-3. Cobras working their way back after a fast start by DMAC. Serving here again, Sammy Chrisman. 3rd straight serve for her. Nice serve, nicely served across. Set up for DMAC, and now that is not going to clear the net. And we are now tied at 4. Crispin to serve yet again. Early on in our first set, up over the net, fielded by DMAC, set across, and spiked through. Parkland now setting it up, and a nice setup for number 14, Natalie Alexander, who puts it down, and the Cobras have their first lead of the match, 5-4. Crispin on a roll here. We'll see if she can get another one across. Up and over, fielded by DMAC. Now bumped up and served across. Set up, nice play there by Haley Warfel trying to catch him off guard. This one is hit just a little bit too far, as that was number 14, Natalie Alexander. Haley Warfel with a nice surprise set across the net. Almost caught DMAC sleeping, but they were able to recover and earn the point. It's 5-5 now. Serve back to DMAC, and we have Lauren Sandvold serving for them. Set up and tapped across by Parkland's Natalie Alexander. Alexander up, gets a piece of it, and it's going to be out on Parkland. Alexander and McMillan got a piece of it, and then Beekman was trying to recover and get it across, but out on the Cobras, and it's now 6-5 DMAC as Sandvold goes back to serve yet again. This one up and across the net, fielded by the Cobras, bumped up, and McMillan puts it across. Now DMAC looking to return it, spiked across way deep, and that's going to be a point for Parkland. That was Brooklyn Lifthog who hit it too far, and it's now 6-6 here in our first set. Back to serve for the Cobras, Haley Warfel. She's from Downs, Illinois. This one up and across the net. Set up nicely by DMAC. Parkland trying to recover, and they're unable to. And that gives DMAC a 7-6 lead, and will return the serve to their side of the court. A very local flavor here for this Parkland team. Everyone from the state of Illinois except for one player who's from Evansville, Indiana. This one served up and spiked across there by the Cobras. But, DMAC with a nice play, went off of a fingertip of a Parkland player, unable to recover, and they now lead the Cobras 8-6. And they will be ready to serve it across. Serve across, barely over the net, fielded nicely. And this one spiked well by McMillan. And then tapped across by the Cobras and able to be saved, and now knocked back by Warfel. Warfel sets it up, and the spike by McKinney blocked by DMAC, and that puts us now at 9-6. So back and forth action here, some runs being made, an early run by DMAC, Parkland made a run, and now DMAC making a run back in the other direction. So serving for them right now is Sydney Anderson. She serves it across, and it's spiked down, and it is deep. A little bit far on the spike, so it's 9-7 now, and the serve will return to the Cobras. Coming back to serve for them will be Addie Roche. She's from St. Joe, Illinois. And Roche delivers the serve over the net. Set up by DMAC. Quickly served across. Now Parkland setting it up and spiked across. That was McKinney. Nice job there by Beekman, and now Beekman tries to spike it down. Saved by DMAC and served across. Up in the air now. The set is up, and it's Beekman again. This one is going to be beautifully saved by DMAC and then put in play. A nice play by DMAC there to earn the point, and that puts them up 10-7. On the court for the Cobras, Addie Beekman, number 2, Annie McEwen. 13 up front is Haley Warfel, along with number 9, Riley Reese. This one served across by DMAC and set up nicely, and that is a good spike there by the Cobras, Natalie Alexander. Let's see what that earns the Cobras a point, makes it 10-8. And that'll put Anna McEwen, who just came into the match, in to serve. She's from Milford, Illinois. And served across. Oh, ace for McEwen. Looked like Indy Johnson from DMAC caught a little bit in between whether to field it or see if it was going to go out. It ended up going off of Johnson, and now McEwen will be set to serve again, 10-9 in favor of DMAC. Served across. This one does go deep. They do let it go, and 11-9 is the score now with the serve returning back to DMAC. Addie Roche on the floor for the Cobras. Up front again, Sammy Chrisman, 22-13. Haley Warfel. This one served across by DMAC, set up, and Chrisman with the spike for the Cobras. Looks like that it was called, we'll see if it was called out. I believe it was called out. So the serve will stay with DMAC. The score is 12-9. DMAC serves it across, hit up by Beekman. And then set for Reese, and she hits it just a little bit too far towards the outside, and that will be another point for Parkland. For DMAC, I'm sorry. 13-9 our score. Served up, nearly hits the net, but gets over, and served over to Reese, and she puts it down. Riley Reese from Champaign, Illinois. Went to Centennial High School. She puts that one down, and now it looks like Ashley Freeman will be entering the game to replace Reese from Rantoul High School. Ashley will be serving here. And the serve up, over, diving attempt for DMAC to save it. Now hit back, and that's going to be a point for the Cobras. 13-11. Now our score as Parkland's trying to battle back here in this first set. Freeman back again to serve, up over the net. Nice serve, but a nice save by DMAC. Over the net, set up by Parkland for Chrisman. She spikes it across. It's saved by DMAC. They're able to return it over the net. They're going to try to set it up again. And this one's hit nicely there by Haley Warfel to get the point to the Cobras, 13-12. Freeman back to serve for her third time now. And serve is up and over, fielded by DMAC and set to the outside. Blocked nicely by Parkland, but it goes out of bounds. And that'll be point DMAC, 14-12, and now in favor of the Bears. Serving for DMAC is Ramsey Johnston. Up and across. Beekman serves it up. Now set for Beekman. Beekman now with a nice little shot there. She tricked him and went in between. Instead of going for the spike, she just hit a soft little touch shot, fell in between the DMAC defense, and now it's 14-13 in favor of the Bears, but Beekman is serving to try to tie the match. And it's deep for the Cobras, so that makes it 15-13 DMAC. So number 13, Catherine Lukarinen serving for the Bears. This one's set up, and Chrisman knocks it across. And DMAC trying to return, and it goes, looks like it was in, so point DMAC, making it 16-13. Served across. Beekman with the bump, the set, and then the spike nicely there by Shay McMillan out of Wheaton, Illinois, St. Francis High School. And that'll send Sammy Chrisman back deep to serve for the Cobras. Down 2 right now in this first set. Served across. Fielded by DMAC and spiked across. Nice play there by the Cobras to set it up nicely. And a nice spike by Shay McMillan yet again. And the Cobras earn the point. Great job there by Ashley Freeman to field that original return by DMAC to set up a good opportunity for that point for the Cobras. So 16-15 now our score. Served across, again by Christman, and now set up. Christman knocks it up and put down nicely by Haley Warfel. And we are tied at 16. Sammy Christman back to serve again. She delivers it up and over, and an ace for Christman. 17-16 Cobras. DMAC setting their defense. Cobras trying to build on their now 1-point lead. Served across by Christman. Bump, set, and tried to spiked across by DMAC. Served up and blocked nicely by DMAC. Served, set up again, and this one recovered by DMAC. Set across and knocked across there by Warfel. Warfel's gonna set it up, and she gets it across over to Natalie Alexander, who puts it down for a point, and the Cobras now have a 2-point lead, 18-16. And it looks like we have a timeout by DMAC to talk about it, as they've been in control of the match for a large portion, but now they trail by 2 as we're reaching the latter points of the match. So we'll take a quick break and be right back with you here on PCTV Sports. All right, it looks like we're getting ready to come back to action here. Sammy Christman still serving for the Cobras as they lead 18-16. Also on the floor for the Cobras, Ashley Freeman, number 7. Number 8, Addie Beekman. Number 13, Haley Warfel. Number 12, Shay McMillan. And number 14, Natalie Alexander. Here comes the serve from Christman, up and over. Set up by DMAC, served across and spiked. And then off of the Cobras, number 13, Haley Warfel. And DMAC earns the point. 18-17 now Cobras. So we have McEwen, Beekman, and Freeman in the back. And we have Warfel, Alexander, and McMillan in the front. Set up nicely for McMillan, and she hammers it down. Good point for the Cobras right there. Beautiful set, and McMillan really put that one away. 19-17 now for the Cobras. Back to serve is Warfel. Warfel is one of 2 players from Downs, Illinois on the Parkland roster. This one goes deep, and it's now 19-18, and the serve returns to DMAC. Also from Downs for the Cobras is Braylon Humphrey. Haven't seen her yet today. Back to serve now for DMAC is Sydney Anderson from Marshalltown, Iowa. She's set to serve across the net, fielded by Beekman, and then put down by Reese, but recovered by DMAC, and they're gonna send it across. Bump, set, and now the spike coming on the outside, and it's good. Shay McMillan knocks it off the DMAC player and out of bounds, and it's 20-18 Cobras. 5 points now away from a victory here in the first set. In for the first time today is Lauren Tegdmeyer from Watseka. She's serving for the Parklands Cobras, one of 3 freshmen on the roster. This one up. Oh, nice recovery by Reese, and then bumped across by Beekman. Set up, nice spike. Good job there by the Cobras, and now Reese trying to finish off the fingertips of number 20, Wheeler of DMAC, and that's a big point for the Cobras. 21-18 now. As Addie Roche goes back to serve for the Cobras. Nicely across. Little trouble on the return though for DMAC, but they recover. And now a bump, and here comes Beekman on the outside. Nicely played. DMAC now with the set on their side. They're gonna try to spike it nicely. Wheeler tried to catch the Cobras off guard, but Reese did a nice job of tapping it back. It's off at DMAC, and it's now 22-18. The Cobras 3 points away from a first set victory. Served across, and deep for the Cobras. So that makes it 22-19. So DMAC now going to try to see if they can serve themselves back into this match. They're only down 3 at this moment. Here's Parkland, sets it up, and a return over the net. DMAC now trying to set up a spike on their side. Bump, set nicely, served across there by Warfel, and this one's put down by DMAC. 22-20 now, as they're only down 2, and serving on their side right now is Indy Johnson. First set here in Champaign, 22-20 Cobras. Indy Johnson serving for DMAC, and this one not handled by the Cobras. Little problem there by Addie Roche. So it's now 22-21. 1 point deficit now for the Bears. This one served across and sent over to Reese, and she sends it down, but nice save there by Sandvold. Nice diving play by Roche, now bumped up for the Cobras. Now Beekman sends it across. Set up there and to the outside, and it is in for DMAC, and we are tied 22-22 in set number 1. 3 points away from a victory for one of these teams. Looks like we have a sub coming in as Shea McMillan is back in for the Cobras. Addie Roche goes out, and McMillan can't handle that one, and it's 23-22 DMAC. And it looks like a timeout now on the Cobra side. And the team is going to talk it over, see what they can do to try to stall this run that DMAC has had now, as they've gone on a run here to take a 23-22 lead. 23-22 DMAC. They currently have the serve, number 12, Indy Johnson, trying to serve 2 more points for DMAC and give them the first set. This one is set up, and then Reese puts it down, but saved by DMAC, and now they're trying to set it across, tipped by Parkland at the net, bumped up, and now served across by the Cobras. Set up by DMAC, and it is deep and out, and we are now tied at 23, and Parkland now will have a chance to serve and try to take advantage of this opportunity to score 2 points and win this match, 23-all. Anna McEwen sends it across. Bump, set across by DMAC, set up nicely. Beekman sends it down the line off of a DMAC player, and Parkland 1 point away now from winning this first set, 24-23. And Anna McEwen will try to serve for the match. Serve is up, over, almost an ace, but recovered by DMAC. Spiked across, set up by McEwen, and over to Beekman, who makes a nice play to get it across. This one looks like it is out, but it looks like it was off of Reese, who was trying to block, and we are now tied at 24. Serve will return to DMAC. Serving for them is number 4, Danica Rage from Waterloo, Iowa. Rage looking to send it over, up and over, and an ace for Rage. That one just barely snuck over the net, and it's now 25-24, 1 point from victory for DMAC here in our first set. Rage getting ready to serve again. Setting the defense a little bit for the Cobras. This one is up and over, and then set down by DMAC, and set 1 goes to the Bears. 26-24 is the final score of our first set. Parkland will be behind to start out this day, as they will trail 0-1. First 1 to 3 sets wins. So we will come back to you for our second set shortly.
Stay up to date with everything Parkland College with Parkland Report Yes, we'd love you to come to Parkland. There's no doubt about that. But how can we serve you?
Hear from dedicated faculty and staff from all around campus.
We're so lucky to have just your wealth of experience in law enforcement.
Learn about the programs offered by your community college.
But most importantly, they have a job the entire time they're in the program and after.
Parkland Report, a show about Parkland, produced by Parkland students. Parkland concerts are on PCTV. Music from our campus and community brought to you on PCTV.
You're watching For Art's Sake.
For art's sake.
For art's sake.
For art's sake.
Step inside a world of creativity.
This is an interactive piece.
Tally-type processes that I've worked with.
Where every piece tells a story.
Consistent in these works is this idea of parts to a whole.
When we saw the interaction between the students and the veterans, we realized that we needed to do more.
That's what we do.
Experience Gert's Gallery and hear from the artists themselves on For Art's Sake, only on PCTV.
DMAC won set number one, 26-24. A back and forth that had to go an extra point to decide it, but it is a one-set advantage currently for DMAC. Players on the floor for DMAC, as they will be on our near side now, and the Cobras will be on the far side. But to start the game, it looks like Ramsey Johnson in the back here for DMAC. Also number 7, Lauren Sandvold. Number 12, Indy Johnson. We also have number 10, Emma Letke. Number 9, Brooklyn Liftpog. Serving to start us here is Ramsey Johnston. Serve for DMAC, will be serving to the Cobras on the far side. Served across, bumped up by Cobras Evans, and set across nicely by Warfel to Christman, but Christman spikes it out, 1-0 DMAC. So in the front for the Cobras is Christman, Haley Warfel, and number 12, Shay McMillan. In the back we have Beekman, Ashley Freeman. Beekman bumps that one up and now sends it across. Saved by DMAC, now trying to knock it back into play. Up and over, they do get it. McEwen sends it up and then spiked down. Saved nicely by McMillan. And now DMAC trying to hit it back. They get it across, set across, and spiked down there by Shay McMillan. Nicely done, and the Cobras get their first point of set 2. We are tied at 1, and going back to serve for the first time in set 2 for the Cobras is number 22, Sammy Christman. Christman delivers the serve. Hit across by DMAC. And Parkland struggles, but does get it across the net. Nice play there by Warfel. Parkland sets it up nicely. Warfel, and it looks like DMAC got into the net there, and that will be a point for the Cobras as Alexander was getting ready to finish that one off. 2-1 Parkland. Christman set to serve again. This one across. Fielded by Sandvold. Up by Johnson. Now hit across. That was by DMAC. Hit across again. Bumped up by the Cobras. Set up and spiked down there by Alexander. Beekman up to Warfel and then spiked down and out by the Cobras. That one bounced right around the corner, right over our camera, nearly nicked the phone next to us, but we all survived. 2-2 is our score. Buchanan serving for DMAC. This one bumped up by the Cobras. Warfel sends it across, and nicely done there. A little in-between shot by Shay McMillan. and it's 3-2 Cobras. Back to serve, it looks like it's going to be Haley Warfel. Riley Reese comes in to play the front line. So Alexander, Reese, and McMillan in the front. Unsuccessful serve by the Cobras, and we are now tied at 3. And coming back to serve for DMAC is Sandvold. And there's the serve. Bumped up by the Cobras. Beekman, back by Warfel, and then spiked across there by Alexander, but too far. And it's 4-3, DMAC. DMAC getting some instruction from their coaching staff. Their head coach is Danielle Lopez, and their assistant coach is Danielle Coronado. So a pair of Danielles leading the Bears. This one set up and a cross by the Cobras. Bumped up by DMAC and now sent across. Bumped up, set, and now looking to spike it down are the Cobras. That was blocked by Parkland. Alexander, blocked again by Alexander and McMillan. And now Reese and Alexander block it again, but DMAC continues to recover. This one bumped up again, and now Reese tries to put it away. This one's blocked by DMAC, recovered by Parkland. And now spiked down off the net, and a point for the Cobras. That was Shea McMillan putting that across for the Cobras. A very competitive point there as both teams recovered nicely several times. We are now tied at 4 as McMillan goes back to serve. And across and deep. 5-4 DMAC, as that serve was just a little bit too far there by McMillan. Sydney Anderson now coming back to serve for the Bears. And here comes the serve, up and across. Bumped up by McEwen. Sent over and then down by Beekman. That was well done. McEwen to Warfel to Beekman, and we are tied at 5. On the Parkland side, they are led by longtime head coach Cliff Hastings and several assistant coaches that we'll try to name here in a little while. McEwen up and over the net. Bumped up by DMAC and knocked across. There's a nice set, and Reese tries to put it down. Recovered by DMAC, and now this one is put to Chrisman. She sends it over. And now Beekman and Chrisman try to block, but this one is bumped up, set, and nicely touched across by Sammy Chrisman. Point Cobras, 6-5 Parkland. Also on the coaching staff is Ron Hoppy Hastings, Sydney Heck, Shelby Bolby, Heather Aldridge, and Amanda Smith. Those are the 5 assistant coaches for the Cobras. Parkland serving, trying to build on their lead. DMAC, a little bit of a miscommunication. That one falls short of the net, and Parkland earns their 7th point of set 2. Lost set 1 26-24, so they're trailing in today's match. McEwen serves it up and over. DMAC with the bump, the set, and the spike, but that one is way deep. They're asking for a tip, but it is out, and it looks like no tip called. And point to the Cobras, 8-5 Parkland. McEwen set to serve again, up and over. And this one misplayed by DMAC. Number 13, Catherine Lukarinen. Couldn't handle that one, and there'll be a timeout by DMAC as Parkland has built a 4-point lead, and their coach Coronado and Lopez are trying to stop that momentum. So we'll take a short break and be back with you in just a minute. All right, welcome back. 9-5 Parkland as they're set to serve here again. It's Anna McEwen sends it across. DMAC trying to regain some momentum. Riley Reese sets it up. Now back to Reese. Sends it across. DMAC now setting it up on the outside. A touch hit. Parkland recovers, and now Beekman sends it across. Back across and off the net and out of bounds, as that was number 20, Reagan Wheeler for the Bears, trying to get it across, but the Parkland now has a 10-5 lead as McEwen goes back to serve again for the Cobras. Up and over, and this one misplayed by DMAC. Catherine Lukarinen unable to handle that one. 11-5 Parkland. McEwen set to serve again, up, over. Fielded here by DMAC. Hit nicely by Parkland, hits the net though. Shea McMillan was trying to finish. Blocked nicely there by Chrisman. Beekman and Chrisman trying to block, but they find the far corner. That was Ramsey Johnston with a nice shot. And it's now 11-6. As DMAC will come to serve here. Indy Johnson trying to regain a little momentum. They currently trail by 5 here in set 2. There's the shot. The serve, up and over, and now Beekman is set up. She gets it partially blocked, but it is over the net. Set up and set across by the Cobras. Now DMAC sets it across, and Lukarinen tried to finish it. Parkland sends it across. That was McEwen. This one spiked and out, and they were hoping for a tip, but the call is out, so it's 12-6 Cobras. And then that'll send Ashley Freeman from Rantoul back to serve for your Parkland College Cobras. This one up and across, fielded by DMAC, set back, tipped partially at the net, now set across for the Cobras. Beekman sends it across, set up there and hit across there by DMAC. Set up nicely as that's not Reese, that's Warfel with a nice little surprise set, as it looked like she might have been trying to set up a teammate for a spike, but she actually ended up setting it across, went off a DMAC player and out of bounds. 13-6 Cobras. Served across again by Freeman. This one is down, and it is a point for DMAC. 13-7. A 6-point lead for the Cobras as the serve returns back to the Bears. Danica Rage ready to serve. And the serve is across. Up by the Cobras, set nicely. Beekman with a beautiful touch shot. Caught them completely off guard, landed right in the middle of the DMAC defense, and it's 14-7 Cobras. Beekman will now go back to serve after hitting the nice touch shot. This one is up and over and deep. So 14-8 now once again. That one just a little too far on the Parkland side. Ramsey Johnston back again to serve here for DMAC. She's from Chaska, Minnesota. Anybody know where Chaska, Minnesota is? Bump, set, and spiked down by the Cobras. That was McMillan, but recovered by DMAC, and then a nice finish there by Lukarinen. And she is pumped up. 14-10, now our score. Or 14-9, I make that. 14-9, Johnston back to serve. Up and over. Set up by the Cobras and hit across there by McMillan. And now on the outside and spiked down by DMAC, and it is going to be out on the Cobras. And it is now 14-10. So the Bears trying to climb back on into this match as Johnston goes back to serve again. Here's the serve across. Bumped up by Beekman. Now set across and spiked down there by McMillan. Recovered by DMAC on the outside to Lukarinen. And let's see what the call is. It looks like point DMAC. 14-11. She sneaked that over the net and it just landed in. And now we have a timeout, I believe, on the Parkland side. So 14-11, our score is set 2. Parkland leads by 3. They lost the first set, so they need to hold this lead and win this set, or they could find themselves down 2-0. We'll be back in just a minute here on PCTV Sports. Welcome back as we are here in set 2 of Parkland College versus Des Moines Community College. Des Moines won the first set 26-24. They trail here in set 2, 14-11. Cobras trying to tie this matchup before we head to set 3. Just to set the players on the court here for the Cobras, we have in the back, we have Anna McEwen, number 7, Ashley Freeman, and we have number 8, Addie Beekman. And in the front line, we have Sammy Chrisman, Haley Warfel, and Shay McMillan. That's the current 6 on the floor here for the Cobras as they look to try to put the finishing touches on this match. We're about the midway point, so we still have quite a ways to go here in this set. This one recovered on by Parkland and hit across by DMAC. Served across, and McMillan with a nice spike, but DMAC sets it back and across, and this is going to be off of Parkland. So McMillan was trying to recover across and was unable to. And the Bears climb another point closer to the Cobras. 14-12 now the score. Johnston back to serve again. And across. And it is deep. So Parkland will earn a point there, 15-12, putting them 10 points away from a set 2 victory. And we'll have Sammy Christman back deep to serve for the Cobras. Served across, set, and spiked there by DMAC. Nice save there by the Cobras' McMillan, I'm sorry, not McKinney, McMillan. Christman, and McMillan puts this one up. And now DMAC sends it across. McMillan. DMAC trying to send it across. Yep, there we a very competitive point, and it looks like Parkland will win that one. Haley Warfel got enough of a hand on it to send it down. DMAC could not recover. So 16-12 now the Cobra lead. Chrisman set to serve again for the Cobras. Bumped up by DMAC and spiked down and blocked nicely by number 14, Natalie Alexander from Chatham, Illinois. 5'9" sophomore. Took care of that return by DMAC, and it's now 17-12 Parkland. And the serve across by Chrisman. Set up by LeCarinin, and now serve back, and LeCarinin with a spike down the line, but it looks like it is out. Point Parkland 18-12. And a timeout by DMAC as they are now down by 6 as Parkland creeps closer to a set 2 victory. We'll be back with you in just a minute to see if the Cobras can tie up this match. The players are returning to the court. 18-12 Parkland set 2, down 1-0. But they are serving with a 6-point lead. Sammy Chrisman will send it across for the Cobras. LeCarinin with the bump, the set, and now the spike across there by Brooklyn Lifthogged, but it is out. And the Cobras will earn another point, 19-12. Chrisman ready to serve another one across. And here comes the serve. It's up and over. LeCarinin with the bump, set across, and then blocked by the Cobras. Recovered up, now bumped over by Beekman. McMillan sends it across for the Cobras. Now trying, LeCarinin is blocked, saved by DMAC, now sent down. DMAC trying to recover. They're gonna bump it across. That was Johnston, and now Parkland with a little set across, and saved by DMAC. Bumped up, set across, and it is just short of the net, as it looked like Alexander got caught a little in between. She was trying a touch shot. Did not quite get it over the net. 19-13 our score, with the Bears set to serve. And the serve, up and over, bumped up, and set across by Warfel. DMAC hammers that one down, and it is in. And they inch a little closer here as we now have a 19-14 score. Bears set to serve, and it is across, up by the Cobras. Warfel sends it across, and it is put down nicely right at us, as that was Shay McMillan. And the Cobras now have a 20-14 lead. Served across there by the Cobras. That was Warfel. This one is spiked down, and looks like the call was out. So 21-14 Cobras, 4 points away from a second set victory. Haley Warfel back to serve for the Cobras. Up and over. LeKaranen with the bump, set backwards, and now spiked across by DMAC. Deep again. That was number 9, Brooklyn Lifthogged. Hitting it a little bit too far, 22-14. Warfel to serve again. And across. Bump, set, and spike. Blocked nicely there by Reese and Alexander off of DMAC. 23-14, Cobras 2 points away from a set 2 victory. Again, DMAC won set 1, 26-24. So Cobras looking to tie this match up. This one served across, an ace by Warfel. A beautiful serve that just barely creeped over the net and got down quickly. And now serving for the match is Warfel, 24-14 Cobras. The serve is up, bumped up by LeKaranen. Set over and spiked across by DMAC. Bumped up by Parkland, a little bit too high, and that allowed an easy put down there by Reagan Wheeler. And DMAC survives another point here as we set now 24-15. And back to serve is Lauren Sandvold from Cedar Falls, Iowa. Here's the serve, bumped up by Beekman, and put down nicely for the win of the set. Shay McMillan hammers it down. It is blocked by DMAC, but out of bounds. So the Parkland wins set number 2, 25-15 to tie up this match, and they'll see if they can take the lead in set 3 when we come back.
Stay up to date with everything Parkland College with Parkland Report.
Yes, we'd love you to come to Parkland. There's no doubt about that. But how can we serve you?
Hear from dedicated faculty and staff from all around campus.
We're so lucky to have just your wealth of experience in law enforcement.
Learn about the programs offered by your community college.
But most importantly, they have a job the entire time they're in the program and after.
Parkland Report, a show about Parkland, produced by Parkland students. Parkland concerts are on PCTV. Music from our campus and community brought to you on PCTV.
You're watching For Art's Sake.
For art's sake.
For art's sake.
For art's sake.
Step inside a world of creativity
This is an interactive piece.
Tally-type processes that I've worked with.
where every piece tells a story.
Consistent in these work is this idea of parts to a whole.
When we saw the interaction between the students and the veterans, we realized that we needed to do more.
That's what we do.
Experience Gert's Gallery and hear from the artists themselves on For Art's Sake, only on PCTV.
All right, we are back here in Champaign, tied a set apiece as Parkland wins the second set, 25-15. Set one was won by Des Moines Area Community College. That was 26-24, so we needed a little bit of extra play on that one. Parkland looks like they have mostly the same lineup in to start set three, but there was just a substitution as Natalie Alexander was replaced by Anna McEwen. But to start, we'll have Beekman in the back with Anna McEwen and number 7, Ashley Freeman. And then in the front line, we will have 22, Sammy Chrisman, 13, Haley Warfel, and 12, Shay McMillan. So Addie Beekman, 5'8" sophomore from Harrisburg, Illinois, is set to serve here for the Cobras to start set three as we are tied a set apiece, and DMAC awaits the opening serve of this next set. Clips the net but goes over. Blocked nicely by the Cobras. This one is going to trickle down the net and fly out, and it looks like it is going to be point DMAC. I couldn't tell which side of the net that fell on, but it looks like it fell on the right side for DMAC, so 1-0 Bears serving the Cobras. And an ace to start for the Bears. Beekman couldn't handle that. Serving for the Bears is Lukarinen. Lukarinen up and over. There's Freeman, and it's served across there by Warfel. And this one is off of McMillan. And a point for DMAC as the Bears start with a little 3-0 run to start set number 3. Ashley Freeman, Anna McEwen, and Addie Beekman await the serve here in the back line for the Cobras. Lukarinen will serve it across, and it's Freeman who serves it up. And over to McMillan, and this one, she was trying to go down the line with the spike, but she hit it a little bit too tight, and it didn't quite get over the net, and it's 4-0 now, Bears. Lukarinen serving again, up and over. Beekman. And now this one finds the corner for the Cobras, and that puts them on the board as McMillan went down the line this time and hit it nicely into the corner. 4-1, Parkland trails, and now they will try to serve to gain some ground here in set number 3. Sammy Chrisman serving for the Cobras, up and over. Lukarinen with the bump, Johnston, and now over by DMAC. And there's the nice spike there by Natalie Alexander, 4-2. Natalie Alexander, 5'9" sophomore from Chatham Glenwood High School. And Sammy Chrisman from Urbana, Illinois, serving up and over. Lukarinen, it's served across by DMAC, and now here we go with McMillan, and it is blocked nicely by DMAC, and that gives them a 5-2 lead. Here comes the serve now from Sandvold. Sandvold up and over, Beekman. And now McMillan sends it across. Tried to be blocked by the Cobras, but set up nicely for Alexander. A back and forth pointer. Beekman sets it up and served across by Warfel. And now this one's sent down by DMAC, but it looks like DMAC was in the net. So point Cobras, 5-3. Ashley Freeman, as she will exit the game, as she's set for the front line there. So they're going to put Riley Reese into sub. And this one now sent across by Warfel. And McEwen can't handle that one. 6-3 Bears. Sydney Anderson going back to serve now. Or DMAC. There's the serve across. Beekman handles it. Over to Warfel, and now McMillan. This one is blocked again, though, by DMAC. Like number 4 and number 3. Ramsey Johnston and Danica Rage were there to block that. 7-3, as the block seems to be working here early on in set 3 for the Bears. Served across, Beekman up. Warfel sets it. Reese tries to put it down, and it looks like it is deep. Point DMAC, 8-3, as they've built an early 5-point lead. And there's going to be a timeout for the Cobras, and they're going to talk about it. We'll be back in about a minute to continue bringing you action here in set 3, tied a set apiece, Parkland down 5 in this third set. We are back here in Champaign, Illinois at the Parkland College Cobra Gymnasium. A whole weekend of volleyball planned here. We're here to give you 2 games today. We're only in our first game, third set. DMAC serving Parkland, leading 8-3 in set 3. Cobras trying to work their way back into the set. This one put up by Warfel. And McEwen sends it over to Reese, and Reese spikes it off of a DMAC player, and a point for the Cobras as we sit 8-4 now in favor of Des Moines. Parkland lost set 1, won set 2. Now they trail by 4 here in set 3. Shea McMillan back to serve for the Cobras. Up, over, and out. A little too far on the serve, and the 5-point lead once again for the Bears. 9-4. Indy Johnson to serve for DMAC. Beekman up, and now tries to put it away, but recovered by DMAC. They'll spike it on the outside. Lukarin puts it away. DMAC builds a 6-point lead now, 10-4. Warfel, Reese, and Alexander on the front line for the Cobras, and Alexander puts that one away. Natalie Alexander makes it 10-5. She'll exit the game. Sammy Crispin comes in, and now Anna McEwen will serve to try to get the Cobras closer here to the Bears. Set up, and Johnston hammers it to the outside. Parkland can't recover as the bump goes up to the roof and bounce back. A strong, strong spike there by Ramsey Johnston. 11-5 Bears, serving the Cobras up 6 here in set 3. This one set across. Beekman, but then hit across by Reese. Nicely done. It was Beekman, Warfel to Reese. And now Reese will exit, and Ashley Freeman will return into the game as she's back to the back line and ready to serve here for the Cobras. And the serve by Freeman, up and over. Put down there by DMAC, but nicely saved there on the outside by Freeman, who just entered the game. And this one hit across, and it is out. 11-7 now our score. A nice save there by Freeman to keep that point going for the Cobras, and it ended up earning them their 7th point of this match as they're down 4 here in set 3. Bumped up. Johnston across for DMAC. Do they call her in the net, possibly? It looks like yes, they called her in the net. So 11-8. And Freeman back to serve again for the Cobras. Bumped up and hit to the outside, blocked nicely by the Cobras. Freeman to Warfel. Warfel sends it across. Now Johnston sends that one down. Shea McMillan tried to handle that one, but Johnston is showing herself to be quite the force there at the net with some nice spikes here in set 3. DMAC holds a 4-point lead as everyone's back on the court, and Ramsey Johnston is ready to serve it for the Bears. Whistle has blown, and we are back to action here in Champaign. Spin of the ball, serve is up. McEwen, Freeman, and Beekman sends it across. This one is up and blocked by the Cobras. Freeman with a diving across to the scoreboard. What a play by Freeman. Absolutely amazing play by Freeman, diving on the floor, almost running into the scorer's table, hits it back into play to where the Cobras can hit it across the net for a point. 12-9 now as the Cobras trail by 3, and Beekman is set to serve. This one in play, set up and across by DMAC, but then bumped across there by McMillan. Point DMAC, 13-9 the score in favor of DMAC. And it looks like Lukarinen back to serve for the Bears. This is up and over. Freeman bumps it. And then it's put down by Sammy Chrisman on the nice set there by Haley Warfel. And the serve will return to the Cobras. 13-10 our score, and Sammy Chrisman back to serve. And the serve across. Lukarinen with a miss hit, but it's able to be put across, but that made for an easy put down by Natalie Alexander. And the Cobras draw within 2. 13-11 our score in favor of the Bears. Set 3, tied a set apiece. Chrisman across, bumped up by DMAC. Set back and spiked off of Shea McMillan. And it's 14-11, back to a 3-point advantage by the Bears. And number 7, Lauren Sandvold back again to serve for Des Moines. And here comes the serve as Parkland awaits. Beekman bumps it up. And it's set up for McMillan, and she finds the spot in the middle of the defense, as she's done so nicely several times here today. And Haley Warfel will now come back for the Cobras, serving 12-14, down 2 points here. And serve is across, bumped up and set nicely by DMAC. Blocked by the Cobras, Alexander, but it does not go back over the net. Stays on the Cobra side, and that will be point. Bears 15-12, they lead the Cobras. It's like number 5 in now, Sydney Anderson to serve for DMAC. Beekman bumps it up and across, and McMillan trying to go down the line, but saved by DMAC. This one up and over, and this one is hit too far there by number 20, Reagan Wheeler, and that will be point Parkland, 15-13. A lot of back and forth right now as we've kind of been at this 2-point deficit for the Cobras for a while, as it's just been back and forth, and now in for the Cobras, number 16, Bella McKinney. She'll serve it across, and it looks like it is out, and it's 16-13 in favor of the Bears. Bella McKinney came in for the quick serve, and now she is out. She is a 5'10" freshman from Leroy, Illinois. This one served across, McEwen. And now the set for Reese. And that was put down by Reese. 16-14. And back comes Chrisman. She comes in for Alexander. And McEwen serves it across. Parkland trying to see if they can hold serve here a couple times and tie this match up. Nice block there at the net, but DMAC has recovered. Blocked by Reese. Now set up by McMillan. And Beekman tried to do it. Parkland trying to get it back over the cross, but over the net, but unable to. Beekman blocked on that one. And that gives DMAC a 17-14 lead as we're getting a little bit past the midway point of set number 3. Tied a set apiece here in Champaign. Beekman bumps it up. And now put down there by Chrisman. Beekman, Warfel, and now McMillan. And that one did not clear the net, so that's going to be a point for DMAC. And it's 18-14 now in favor of the Bears. Danica Rage serving for Des Moines. This one's up and over and not handled by McEwen. A miss-hit there. And now we have a 19-14 as the Bears putting a little space between them and Parkland here, and as they approach the 20-point mark here in set 3. Serve across. This one is into the net, so the serve will return to Parkland, and the score is now 19-15. And the normal exchange here, as we've seen throughout this morning, Ashley Freeman in for Reese, and Freeman will serve it away. Up and over the net. Johnston with a nice spike across. Freeman couldn't handle it, and a 5-point lead once again for the Bears, and they find themselves 5 points away from a set 3 victory. 20-15. The score, Ramsey Johnston back to serve for DMAC. Parkland awaits the serve. Freeman gets it up and hammered back by DMAC, as a little bit of a miss hit there by the Cobras allowed that one to be put away. Nice and easy for the Bears. Johnston serving again. 21-16 our score. This one is out. 21-16 now our score. It was 21-15. Sorry, my vantage point of the scoreboard is a little bit of an angle, so it's a little tough for me to see at times. Beekman, Addie Beekman back to serve for the Cobras. It is up and over. McMillan with a good job able to go up to block. It distracted the DMAC offense. And now 21-17. Cobras within 4 with Beekman set to serve again. Beekman across, and it is deep. 22-17. And the serve will head over to the Bears. And they are 3 points away from a set 3 victory here at Parkland College in Champaign. LeKaranen up and over. Beekman over and then put down by McMillan. That one was set up beautifully there by Haley Warfel, and McMillan put that one down easily. 22-18. Chrisman serving for the Cobras, down 4 here in set 3. Up and over, bumped up, and a little bit of a miss hit by DMAC, and now it's hit across by McMillan. And this one is spiked in for DMAC, and it's now 23-18, and that'll put them 2 points away from a set 3 victory. Serving for DMAC is Lauren Sandvold. She's a 5'5" sophomore from Cedar Falls, Iowa. Beekman bumps it up, and then this one blocked at the net as McMillan was trying to put that one away, and now it's 24-18, and DMAC is serving for set 3. Sandvold looking to send it across. And across, Beekman up, and then put down nicely by Alexander. Warfel doing a great job of setting up Alexander there. So Parkland's still alive, but down 24-19 in set 3. So they need to go on a run right here and now, where this set will go to the Bears. The serve is up and over. And let's see what the call is here. It looks like it was put down the line, and DMAC wins set 3, 25-19. That puts them up 2-1. We will be back in just a minute for set number 4.
Stay up to date with everything Parkland College with Parkland Report.
Yes, we'd love you to come to Parkland. There's no doubt about that. But how can we serve you?
Hear from dedicated faculty and staff from all around campus.
We're so lucky to have just your wealth of experience in law enforcement.
Learn about the programs offered by your community college.
But most importantly, they have a job the entire time they're in the program and after.
Parkland Report, a show about Parkland, produced by Parkland students. Parkland concerts are on PCTV. Music from our campus and community brought to you on PCTV.
You're watching For Art's Sake.
For art's sake.
For art's sake.
For art's sake.
Step inside a world of creativity
This is an interactive piece.
Tally-type processes that I've worked with.
where every piece tells a story.
Consistent in these works is this idea of parts to a whole.
When we saw the interaction between the students and the veterans, we realized that we needed to do more.
That's what we do.
Experience Gert's Gallery and hear from the artists themselves on For Art's Sake, only on PCTV.
Welcome back to Champaign, Illinois. We are set for set number 4 between the Parkland College Cobras and the Des Moines Area Community College Bears. Parkland comes in 22-1. DMAC, as they are often referred to, 8-6. But so far the Bears are putting up quite a fight as they have won set 1 and set 3. Parkland won set 2, so we're now in a set 4 situation, and Parkland has no choice but to win this set, or DMAC will walk away with the victory. We will open it up with Ramsey Johnston serving for the Bears, and she was quite a force in set 3, mostly at the net. But she puts this one across, and it looks like it goes out, so a nice start to set number 4 for the Cobras. Lineups look pretty similar, although in the front line for the Cobras right now is number 16, Bella McKinney. This one's sent down the line. This is set over for McKinney, who I just mentioned, and now back across for DMAC, Beekman, and then knocked across by Alexander. Caught a bit of the net, which caught the DMAC defense off guard, and now it's 2-1 Cobras. Serving on the Cobra side is Sammy Chrisman. So Chrisman ready to serve to the Bears. It's across. Johnston sends it over, but that was a line drive set, and Emma Lechty was unable to get it over the net. And a quick little 3-0 run here by Parkland to start set number 4. Here comes Chrisman. Up, over. Lukarinen. Blocked by Cobras at the net, and that is going to be out, but hit back. So a nice save here by DMAC. Beekman bumps it up. Warfel sets it up for McMillan. Now this bumped across. Set up, and that was McKinney. This one spiked down, saved nicely by the Cobras. Warfel will set it up, and Alexander sends it across. And now Lukarinen trying to win a point here for DMAC, but it lands on the Bear side of the net. 4-0 Parkland. A very competitive point there on both sides of the net. Parkland with a nice little 4-0 run to start set 4. Sammy Chrisman sends it over the net. Lukarinen. And now across there by DMAC. It's close down the line. It is point Bears. So that found us a hole there before it went out down the line. So 4-1 in favor of the Cobras here in set 4. And Lukarinen will serve for Des Moines. Warfel, McMillan saves it. Now Warfel over to the other side to McKinney. McKinney unable to put that away, and then this one is into the net. Point Parkland, 5-1. So Parkland seeming to come out with a little more spark here in set 4. And McKinney, who we've seen just a little bit today, now serving across for the Cobras. This one spiked down the line. Not sure if it landed in, but I believe it did go off a Parkland player. That was, I believe, McKinney, who it went off of, and she's now out of the games as Ashley Freeman returns to the match. 5-2 Parkland leads here in set 4 as Lauren Sandvold back to serve for DMAC. There's the serve. And not handled very well by McMillan, but she was able to get it back, and she sends it over. And now to the outside, tipped by the Cobras. Freeman over across to McMillan, and that one not able to clear the net, and it'll stay at 5-3. Or move to 5-3. A 2-point deficit now. Sandvold to serve for her second time now. Freeman across, and that one is put down nicely. A beautiful set and a beautiful spike there by McMillan. And that puts the score at 6-3, Parkland. And serving are the Cobras, and this one goes right into the net. So that was Addie Roche. Unable to get that over, and it's 6-4 now. And the Bears, number 5, Sydney Anderson, will be serving it away. Bumped up. Freeman sets it nicely, but it is blocked very well by Des Moines. But Parkland recovers, so it's spiked up. And it looks like in the net, Point Parkland, 7-4, the Cobra lead. And we have Anna McEwen serving for the Cobras. Up and over. This one not handled at all by DMAC, as Lauren Sandvold couldn't handle that one. A mishit and an 8-4 lead for the Cobras. And McEwen will go back to serve again. Here's the serve. Lukarinen. So when tipped at the net, Parkland trying to at least get it returned. They do. Set up nicely here by DMAC over to the outside. Nice job by McEwen, but the return goes over the net and finds out of bounds. So the serve will come back to the Bears. 8-5 our score. And entering the matchup is number 12, Indy Johnson, to serve here for DMAC. Served across. Beekman handles it. Diving attempt there by McEwen, and then Beekman is able to send it over. Beekman blocks it, then knocked back over by Chrisman. This one going down the line. Freeman able to get their hands on it. McEwen gets a hit on it, and now Beekman sends it over. Good recovery there by the Cobras on the outside. This one spiked down the line. Point, DMAC. Lucarin with a nice spike down the line. And they inch closer to the Cobras here in set 4, 8-6 our score. Freeman sets it back for Reese. DMAC able to recover, and now Johnston's gonna hit it down and the line, but that one is out, and it's 9-6. Some nice recoveries by the Cobras on that previous point. Some great plays on that side by Freeman and McEwen, but they weren't quite able to earn the point, but they do lead by 3 here in set 4, and we have Haley Warfel serving to the Bears. They decide last minute to let it go, and it is deep. And that will be point Des Moines, 9-7. And we have Danica Rage serving it away. Not handled there by the Cobras. That was number 11, Addie Roche. We had quite a good viewpoint actually on that serve, and that looked like it had a little bit of like a curve on it, the serve. Tough one to handle, but 9-8 our score now. This one handled by Roche and then set by the Cobras right at us, and I believe that was ruled out. So that puts our score now tied at 9. And Rage with the serve. Roche over, and then McKinney sends it across the net. This one spiked there by Lucarin, spiked up by Chrisman over the net. And now Johnston sends it over, put up by McKinney, and now Chrisman sends it across. DMAC recovers again. Lucarin sends it over. Hit up there by Parkland, and it's gonna be spiked down by the Cobras. That was 16, McKinney. Bella McKinney sends that down. And that makes it 10-9 in favor of Parkland. Another competitive point there. And serving for the Cobras is Beekman. She gets it across. Bumped up here, and Lucarin is blocked at the net, but DMAC has recovered. Lucarin tried it again. Bumped up for the Cobras and sent across there. It's out of bounds, point DMAC. So we are tied at 10 here in set 4. Parkland down 2-1. And Ramsey Johnston back to serve here for the Bears. Here's the serve, and it is deep. Point Parkland. Serve back to Parkland. And we have 22, Sammy Chrisman, going back to serve with the Cobras up 1 point here in set 4. This one is across and not handled by Lucarin. And it's 12-10. Parkland. Chrisman looking to send another one over the net here for the Cobras. It's off. Lucarin handles that one. Johnston sends it across. This one spiked down, blocked by the Cobras. It goes back up and over towards the other side of the net, but I believe it hit the pole, which means it was out. And now it's 12-11 Parkland as Lucarin will serve here for the Bears. She sends it across. Beekman gets it up and then spiked down there by Alexander, but recovered here by the Bears. Sent across, spiked up. Beekman sends it over, and Beekman with it up, over, and Alexander finishes off the point for the Cobras. That went back and forth a few times at the net. And Alexander ends up finishing it off for the Cobras. 13-11, Parkland by 2. And we have Bella McKinney back to serve for Parkland. This one up and over. Lou Karanen, trouble with that one. DMAC trying to recover. Johnston sends it over. And now the set up by Warfel, and now McMillan sends it across. This one spiked over. Beekman, Warfel, McMillan again. That was Alexander. Alexander tries to block it, and they can't get the block on that one. And that makes it 13-12 now. And DMAC will get the serve. Ashley Freeman returning to the matchup here for the Cobras. Looks like McKinney might have left the matchup. Reese is back in the lineup as well. There's the serve. Beekman handles it. Freeman sets it across for McMillan, or Alexander. Freeman now across. That's McMillan. And that one's going to get down for a point for the Cobras. 14-12. Our score, Parkland by 2 in set 4, down 2-1. And we have Addie Roche back to serve here for the Cobras, trying to build on their lead. Bumped up, Johnston sends it across. Blocked by the Cobras at the net, but not able to control the block. And that will be a point for DMAC. Number 5 entering the game here, Sydney Anderson for the Bears, and she will be serving it away to the Cobras. Down 1 point. This one bumped up by the Cobras. Freeman sends it across, and Beekman taps it across nicely for a point for the Cobras. 15-13, the Cobra lead here in set 4. And it looks like Freeman will be serving here for Parkland. No, I'll take that back. Make that Anna McEwen serving for Parkland. Here comes McEwen. It is over. Lou Karanen gets it up and then put over. Freeman sets it nicely back for Reese. She puts it across, but recovered by DMAC. But that one hit into the net. A miss hit there by Reagan Wheeler. And now that makes it 16-13 Cobras. And we have our first timeout of set 4. Parkland up 3, but down a set here in set 4. We'll be right back here shortly to see if the Parkland College Cobras can take us to set 5. Welcome back here as we are in the mid-section of set 4 here. Parkland leading 16-13, down 2-1. DMAC had just called a timeout. So we're getting back to action now with Parkland serving. Anna McEwen back to serve. Also in for the Cobras is Addie Roche, Riley Reese, Addie Beekman, 22 Sammy Chrisman, and Ashley Freeman. This one handled here by DMAC. A nice little set play out of the break, and that was Danica Rage putting that one down to make our score 16-14. And now serving is Indy Johnson. This one is across. Looked like a miscommunication there by the Cobras. A little bit in between whether they were going to let that one go or not. That one goes out. And now DMAC within a point here as Addie Roche goes out for the Cobras. And here comes the serve by Johnson. This one is deep. They do let that one go. And the serve comes back to the Cobras, them leading 17-15. Freeman now exiting the game. And coming in now is 13 Haley Warfel. She will go back to serve. Beekman, Chrisman, and McKinney at the net. Nice save there by DMAC on that serve. Chrisman puts that one down. At Point Parkland, it looks like in the net there by DMAC. So we're sitting at 18-15. Cobras approaching the 20-point mark here in set 4, a set they have to win if they want to send it to a set 5. This one set across, up by McMillan, and now put down by McKinney. McMillan to McKinney, and it's now 19-15, Parkland College Cobras. And here's the serve. Warfel sends it across. Set back for Johnston. She sends it across. And now up is the set by McEwen. McMillan sends it across. This one spiked up, bumped up by Parkland. They've got to send it across on this hit, and they cannot. A nice spike down the line by Lukarinen. It might have gone out, but it looked like it caught a piece of a Parkland player, so they had no choice but to play it. And now we sit 19-16 with Rage serving. This one will go out of play, 20-16. The score, Parkland up 4, 5 points away from sending us to set number 5. Addie Beekman back to serve for the Cobras. Handled here by DMAC. Lukarinen with a spike down the line, handled by the Cobras. This one is out, and a point for the Bears. A delayed call there, but they give it to the Bears, 20-17. And Ramsey Johnston will go back to serve here for DMAC. Down 3 late in set 4, but leading the Cobras 2-1. And here's the serve by Johnston. Up and over. Bumped up by Beekman. Now set back for McKinney. It's over, but now a chance here for Lukarinen. She sends that one down, and it is out. Point Parkland, 21-17. 4-point lead and 4 points away from winning set 4 here are the Cobras. We got Sammy Chrisman back to serve for the Cobras. She'll send it over the net. Bumped up here. Johnston has to send it over. And now a set up nicely for Alexander, but handled here by DMAC. And now they'll blocked again, blocked by Alexander. And then the return is out of bounds on DMAC. And now it's 22-17. And DMAC's gonna take a timeout to talk about it. Down 5 in set 4. Cobras 3 points away from sending us to set number 5.
You're watching For Art's Sake.
For art's sake.
For art's sake.
For art's sake.
Step inside a world of creativity
This is an interactive piece.
Tally-type processes that I've worked with.
where every piece tells a story.
Consistent in these works is this idea of parts to a whole.
When we saw the interaction between the students and the veterans, we realized that we needed to do more.
That's what we do.
Experience Gertz Gallery and hear from the artists themselves on For Art's Sake, only on PCTV.
22-17, Cobras leading by 5 here in set 4, trying to tie this matchup at 2 sets apiece and send us to a 5th set. Cobras still serving here as it's 22, Sammy Chrisman. Cobras trying to get 3 more points here to win this set. Lukarinen, Johnston across and then tapped. Parkland controls that, and now they will send it over. That was McKinney sending it over. Here's a set over and spiked across by DMAC. Handled there by Chrisman, and now over to McMillan. Blocked by DMAC, but it lands out of bounds. And now Parkland 2 points away from a set 4 win. 23-17. Chrisman been back to serve here for a good amount of time here. A nice little run the Cobras are on. Bumped up here. Johnston's gonna set it up and spiked over by DMAC. And a spike there, and then the tap on the Parkland side. And I think that did not clear the net, and that'll be a point for DMAC. So that service ends there for Sammy Chrisman, but a good run there on her serve. Parkland finds himself 2 points away from a set 5 win, 23-18 as Lukarinen serves it across, bumped up by the Cobras and set across to McKinney, but that one is deep. and it's 23-19. So the Bears will serve now down 4. And the serve. Misplayed there by the Cobras. That was McMillan on the misplay. And now the lead is only 3. Lucarin in. Trying to get the Bears even closer here in set 4. 23-20, the Cobra lead. Everyone's hit up in the air. McEwen hits it, and now it has to be bumped across by McMillan. And now a chance for the Bears to set something up. Tapped across. Beekman, and now the set, and then that was Alexander sending it over. Alexander sets it up, and now another set, and now McMillan sends it across. Set back by the Bears, and that is in the net. Caught the pole, so that is out. And now Parkland will be serving for the match here, 24-20. And it'll be Addie Beekman sending it across, and it's an ace to win set 4. 25-20, the Cobras win set 4, and we will be going to set 5. We'll be back with that for you in just a minute here on PCTV.
Stay up to date with everything Parkland College with Parkland Report.
Yes, we'd love you to come to Parkland. There's no doubt about that. But how can we serve you?
Hear from dedicated faculty and staff from all around campus.
We're so lucky to have just your wealth of experience in law enforcement.
Learn about the programs offered by your community college.
But most importantly, they have a job the entire time they're in the program and after.
Parkland Report, a show about Parkland, produced by Parkland students. Parkland concerts are on PCTV. Music from our campus and community brought to you on PCTV.
You're watching For Art's Sake.
For art's sake.
For art's sake.
For art's sake.
Step inside a world of creativity
This is an interactive piece.
Tally-type processes that I've worked with.
where every piece tells a story.
Consistent in these works is this idea of parts to a whole.
When we saw the interaction between the students and the veterans, we realized that we needed to do more.
That's what we do.
Experience Gert's Gallery and hear from the artists themselves on For Art's Sake, only on PCTV.
Welcome back for the all-deciding set 5 here in Champaign. Parkland College Cobras taking on the Des Moines Area Community College Bears. Des Moines won set 1 and 3. Parkland won set 2 and 4, and now we are set for set 5. We will only play to 15 in set 5. The lineup for the Cobras here to start set 5 is Addie Beekman, Haley Warfel, Natalie Alexander, and then we will also have Shay McMillan, Sammy Chrisman, and Bella McKinney, who came in briefly in set 3, but played a lot of set 4, and now she's starting set 5 here. Natalie Alexander actually is now subbed out, and coming in for her is Anna McEwen. So the Cobras will be serving the Bears here to start off our all-deciding 5th set. And it'll be Beekman sending it across the net, and it is deep. So a 1-0 start for DMAC. On the DMAC side, we have up front Emma Lechtel, number 20, Reagan Wheeler, and we also have number 3, Ramsey Johnston, who's played a big role in this match. McMillan with a nice spike, saved there by DMAC, hit across by Wheeler, and now put down by Sammy Chrisman. Nice setup there by Haley Warfel, and then put down by Chrisman, who will now come back to serve for the Cobras. 1-1 is our score. And remember, in set 5, we only played a 15. Another deep serve here by the Cobras. So the serving game hurting them to start set 5. 2-1 DMAC. And back to serve for DMAC is Lauren Sandvold. Sandvold up and over. McEwen. And now put down by McKinney, but recovered by DMAC. DMAC sends it across. There's Warfel, and now McKinney finds the corner. Bella McKinney finding the corner, and it's 2-2. And McKinney will now come back to serve here for the Cobras. She sends it across. This one is in. Mishandled by DMAC, and now they're just gonna have to get it over the net. McKinney hits it up to Warfel. She catches him by surprise and puts it down. 3-2 Cobras. And the serve by McKinney hits the net and goes over. Some good fortune here for the Cobras. An ace off the net, and it's now 4-2. McKinney, the left-handed serve, sends it across. This one spiked down, but saved nicely by Beekman. But unfortunately, the ball was too far up into the net, and Parkland could not get it over. So that puts our score at 4-3. With Lou Caron in, who's played a big role in this match as well for DMAC. Handing the ball off to Sydney Anderson, who will serve down a point here in set 5. Number 6 versus number 15, and it's been quite a matchup. This one is put over. McMillan able to get it up over the net. DMAC now with an opportunity. Johnston is blocked by McMillan, but unfortunately it lands on Parkland's side of the net. So that puts us tied at 4. Early stages of set 5. This one up and over. Beekman. And then put over by Alexander. Set back, and now McMillan sends it over. DMAC now with a chance. Johnston, it is blocked. Beekman sends it up. Now McEwen, and now Reese sends it over. On the DMAC side, this one hit down the line. It is close, but it is out. Point Parkland. Nice attempt there by Wheeler from DMAC, but it was just a little bit deep, and Parkland will have a 1-point lead as number 11, Addie Roche, comes in to serve, and Shea McMillan goes to the bench. And the serve over the net. Set up nicely by DMAC. And nothing doing there on the Parkland defensive side, as that was placed nicely there by the DMAC spiker. And that puts us tied back at 5. McMillan back in, and Roche back to the bench. She came in to serve. And now serving it across is Indy Johnson. Set backwards, and now Reese with the kill. Reese sends it across and off of a DMAC player. And it's been very back and forth so far here in set 5. The biggest lead has been 2, as it's 6-5 Parkland. And Anna McEwen serving for the Cobras. Across, bumped up by DMAC. Johnston with a soft hit. McEwen tries to hit it. Riley tries to hit it. And then a diving attempt by Freeman. She slid into the scorer's table, but she looks like she's okay. Ashley Freeman has done that a couple times today. 6-6 our score. Served across by DMAC. McEwen. Freeman sets it back for Reese. Reese is blocked, and point DMAC. (7-6) now. I believe the first lead of set 5 for the Bears. And they will serve to the Cobras. Beekman. Freeman sets it up nicely for Beekman. A soft hit recovered by DMAC. This one spiked up. McEwen. Freeman sets it across for Beekman. Blocked. McMillan, and now Beekman hits that one. It is in for a shot for a point for the Cobras. I was wondering if that one might have been deep, but I think it might have also hit off of a DMAC player anyways. So halfway through, pretty much halfway through our final set, our deciding set, we are tied at 7. Haley Warfel will serve for the Cobras. She is left-handed as well. This one spiked down by Johnston, and that will be a point for DMAC. 8-7 our score, and we will switch sides here in this game-deciding 5th set. Parkland has had a 2-point lead. DMAC has had a 1-point lead. No one has had anything more than that. And we will have Ramsey Johnston coming back to serve for the Bears to start off the second half of set 5. As Johnston's bouncing the ball, ready to start us off, and here comes the serve. And it is deep, and we are tied once again at 8. Both teams have been struggling a little bit with their serves here in this 5th set. And we have Addie Beekman on to serve here for the Cobras. Up and over. Lukarinen, Johnston, and now sent across by DMAC off the net and over. And now McEwen sends it over to McMillan. McMillan now will bump it. And now sent across to McKinney, I believe. No, that was, yes, McKinney. Bella McKinney puts it away for the Cobras. And they will build a 9-8 lead. Served across. And returned by DMAC. And McKinney with another opportunity for a kill, but Lukarinen now McEwen, and now McKinney. Saved again by DMAC. Lukarinen, and now McMillan with 2 hits after a quick return by DMAC. This one saved by McEwen, and now McMillan gets it across. Quite a point here, Lukarinen, and now Beekman. Back to the DMAC side. Lukarinen again blocked by the Cobras. And this one goes into the net. And point DMAC. A back and forth fifth set and a back and forth point right there. These players have to be exhausted after that point, especially Lukarinen, who was very active in that point. And she is serving for the Bears. Up and over. Bumped up by Beekman. Now sent back, and that's McKinney, blocked by DMAC, and then put down by Wheeler. That one blocked straight up in the air and was right in the perfect path for Wheeler from the Bears to put it down. And that will be a timeout for Parkland, as our score is 10-9 in favor of DMAC. We will be back for the exciting conclusion of this 5th set.
Parkland concerts are on PCTV. Music from our campus and community brought to you on PCTV.
10-9, Des Moines leading Parkland, 5th set. 5 points away from victory for the Bears, only 6 points away from victory for the Cobras. And we will see how things start as Lukarinen will serve to the Cobras. Beekman receives it, and now it'll be sent over. McMillan is blocked by the Bears on that one. Shea McMillan was going up for the big spike, but it was blocked nicely by the Bears, and they now have a 2-point advantage. Neither team has had more than a 2-point advantage in set 5. We'll see what the Bears do here on this serve. Lukarinen sends it across. It is out, and it's 11-10 now. So Parkland will climb within 1 point, and Sammy Chrisman will go back and serve here for the Cobras. In set 4, she had a significant serving period where the Cobras made an important run to help them win set 4, so we'll see what happens here. Over the net, Johnston sends it across. This one spiked down by Wheeler. 12-10 DMAC. A 2-point lead here in set 5. And Lauren Sandvold serving for the Bears. Here's the serve. Set up by the Cobras and over by McMillan. Opportunity here for the Bears. Up by Warfel, and now McKinney. Put down here, and that's going to be a point for the Cobras. So the Cobras 12-11. Down 1. And they will serve it away. And a little bit of a misplay there. Lukarinen able to send it over. And it's down. Beautiful play by Warfel. Beautiful play. She caught him with a little bit of by surprise there. And we are tied at 12 in set 5. Both teams 3 points from victory. Served across. Oh, McKinney puts it into the net. 13-12 now. Our score. DMAC will be serving up 1 point. First to 15 wins, got to win by 2. And we have number 5, Sydney Anderson, ready to serve. Looks like we have a timeout. So DMAC up 1 point in this deciding 5th set, 13-12. Still could go either way. We'll be right back after a quick break to conclude this match. (13-12) DMAC serving Parkland. They are up 1. Trying to win this 5th set. Sydney Anderson sends it across Beekman. And now McMillan sends it across, saved by DMAC, sends it across to Wheeler. Wheeler spikes it, and that is going to be 14-12 DMAC, 1 point away from pulling off a victory here against the Cobras. Parkland, again, 22-1, only suffered 1 defeat so far this year, but they are on the verge of possibly their 2nd one. We'll see what happens here on the serve. Anderson serves it across. Beekman up. Freeman spikes it nicely for Reese, and she does not get it finished. I thought it hit the ground, but it looks like DMAC saved it and got it across the net, and DMAC wins on the deciding 5th set with an exciting play there, 15-12. Sorry for the hesitation, but I thought it hit the ground, but evidently DMAC got it over the net, and they have defeated the Cobras here in 3 sets. They win the 5th set 15-12. Parkland will have to move on to their 2nd matchup of the day against Kirkwood, who's was considered to be an even tougher opponent than Des Moines. So they're going to have to see if they can recover in game 2 here shortly. So thanks for being with us today. A great match between 2 solid teams. A 5-set defeat for the Cobras, but we'll be back shortly with the 2nd matchup.